So what was the main culprit? Was it lack of preparation? Was it a no-show from our trade? Or was it a lack of execution? One of the most difficult conversations to have with a client is about project delays. First, what are they? Why do they happen? And what effect do they have on the overall schedule of the project? Most importantly, how as a GC do we communicate that effectively to our clients? So let's get to it. One of the first things that I want to address is that project delays are inevitable within any type of construction. But in this case, we're going to be talking about custom home delays. And one of the biggest things that attributes to delays is usually the complexity of the build. The more complexity that's added to the overall construction project, or in this case, the residential home, the more opportunities there are for slight delays in the schedule. So today we're currently sitting on our outdoor terrace that abuts our primary suite, which is absolutely an amazing and critical detail to our coastal model project. However, one of the items that we had to select early on in the project was how we were going to deal with the durability of our outdoor decking system. In some previous videos on our Aussie Modern, we decided to go with a TPO system and ultimately decided that we wanted to do something a little bit different in our coastal modern. And in doing so, we're going to do a spray granule application to be able to create not only rigidity to the overall structure, but also allow for a pedestal system to be laid appropriately on top, should that be desired by the future homeowner. We ran into a slight hiccup when this process, which typically only takes 1 or 2 days, increased to a 5-day lead. So what was the main culprit? Was it lack of preparation? Was it a no-show from our trade? Or was it a lack of execution? In this case, none of those rang true, and it really happened to be a scenario of bad luck. The overall flashing detail that's located below that needs to take place ultimately just didn't set up in this area that's basically shaded 100% of the time throughout the day. And with the cooler weather that we've had here in Arizona, our roofing company just didn't feel comfortable to apply the additional coat. This is where the problem took place, but it's not where it finished. With a few trades outlined right behind them, it ultimately created some additional mess as we installed some of our can lights and the associated electrical, as our electrical team knocked it out of the park and was here till about 6 o'clock a couple nights a week, just so they could be able to complete the project in full and move on to the next amazing custom home that they've been contracted to complete. And while this specific trade partner is always thorough with their cleanup, ultimately they ran into issues when they tried to sweep off the decking system, which left additional wood chippings embedded into the overall flashing membrane that was created by our roofing company. So as you might realize in this instance, I'm going to chalk this one up to no one's specific fault, but definitely created a delay. And as most delays do, this typically has a trickle-down effect as it affects some of the additional trade partners that are involved with the project. Specifically in this case, our foam and lath crew for our stucco details wasn't able to fully complete the work that was required to get us through dry-in, which really delayed the opportunity for us to be able to get to our pre-drywall walk, in which dry-in is a specific requirement that needs to be 100% complete before we actually drop off sheetrock and move on to the next stage. In this instance, while our PM and our internal team is working hard to get the schedule back on track, this unforeseeable delay is something that needs to be communicated to our client to be able to ensure that they understand the reasons behind the delay and understand that this unforeseen item isn't going to have a detrimental effect to the overall scope of the project, as there'll be many opportunities for us to be able to catch up in other areas as we continue toward completion of this amazing custom home. We appreciate you following along. If you have any questions, shoot us a DM below or reach out on any of our social media channels. And if you're a contractor experiencing delays, I'd love to hear in the comments below a few instances of unforeseeable delays that have occurred on your projects lately. Hope you have a great day.